I mean, I've seen many festivals, gone to visit them. We have a very active network of other festival promoters.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee Summerfest or Bonnaroo or Ostensibly Limits, as well as some smaller events and in Canada. And honestly, there's no secret formula. Okay, but there are some key elements that I think are important. One is, first of all, building a local audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not a Coachella or a Bonnaroo where half or 60 or 70% of your audience is from out of town.
Right.
There are these destination events that are doing that. That's really tough to hang on to. Because every year you're asking people to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Many cases of long distance to come to your event. And now with the proliferation of festivals, a lot of chances to see those artists somewhere closer.
Right.
So that to me is a big challenge. So if you focus on a local or regional audience...
Do you think of yourself as a destination festival though? Because I think most of the rest of Canada does.
I think we are to a certain extent, but we have a huge local and regional following.
Okay.
It really supports the event.
Well, and in that vein, actually, I was talking with AJ before we came in here. You guys really involve the local music scene in your festival too.
Right.
Like really involve them.
Right.
You want to talk to me about the mindset behind that?
Yeah, again, along the lines of what makes a successful festival, what I've seen in traveling around is often the afterthought is, oh, we're going to have some local bands.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we've sort of flipped around and said, look, we want to make sure that there's a minimum number of local acts.
Right.
In our case, about 50, okay, that are all going to get paid. And we're going to develop a criteria and make it a part of our mandate to help promote the local music scene.
Mm-hmm.
And give them, some decent slots and give them exposure and a chance to meet other artists.
Why was that important to you?
I think it was important because many years ago, I remember talking to a local artist who I'd known since my Penguin days. And I remember talking to this fella, and this is probably 10 years ago, and him saying, Mark, I'd really love to make it as a local artist, but it's tough. And, I'm lucky to make like $100 sometimes doing these gigs. And I really thought about that and thought, geez, why we should be paying these people more. Local artists, it's easy enough because in the early days there were always local artists, and still I'm sure some today, that would play for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole basis of South by Southwest is the artists don't get paid.
Right.
Well, to me that's not right, right? You should be recognizing those artists, and they're not going to sell necessarily the $50 or $60 ticket on the Foo Fighters Day.
Right.
But they're still important. And they deserve to be paid. I mean, that to me changed things around at a certain point and said, we're going to pay artists, local artists, a minimum fee. They're all going to get paid. Not based on how many tickets they sold at the Rainbow last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt that the organization should make that a priority and try to elevate the local music industry.
Don't forget you can subscribe to our full audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your audio podcasts. The full episodes, highlights, and our live off-the-floor performance videos can be found at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the AVB Podcast. Of course, you'll find links to our incredible sponsors and this week's guest in the description below. The AVB Podcast is part of the Border City Network. Find more great content at bordercitynetwork.com. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.